Hello, Facebook Live. I'm Carly Malenbaum here with USA Today, and I have a special guest in our LA bureau. Here's Grace VanderWaal. I want to say hi to our Facebook Live viewers.
Hi.
So Grace, people know you from America's Got Talent. They know you from the internet. They know you from your performances in Vegas. And now you have some new music coming out, an EP. I know your fans are very excited about it. Before we get into the EP, can you just tell us about how your show in Vegas was? So that's the prize you get when you win America's Got Talent, which you did. Congrats.
Thank you.
What was that show like?
It was a lot of fun. It was more of just kind of a laid back, if you mess up, it's funny kind of show. So it was really like stress-free, and it went really well, I think.
Amazing. So since then, you announced that you have this EP called Perfectly Imperfect.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that title?
I actually I loved the album name from Ingrid Michaelson's album, It Doesn't Have to Make Sense. And I wanted an album name like that so much. I wish she didn't name her album that so I could name my album that because I love it. And I don't know, then it just kind of just Perfectly Imperfect is kind of on that same.
Yeah, it seems like it's your vibe.
Yeah.
It seems like on the show you performed your original songs, and I think even Simon Cowell, one of the judges, would point out that your voice went a little raspy sometimes, but in a way that sounded good. So it kind of fits.
Yeah.
It kind of fits this title. So if you're just joining us, Facebook Live fans, we're talking with Grace VanderWaal, who is coming out with a new EP, and she'll take your questions. So if you want to write them, submit them, we'll try to ask them during this live stream. And you may have noticed that Grace has a special guest on her lap.
He's sleeping.
Is this his Facebook debut? Or?
Yes. This is the first time I just realized he's on Facebook Live. He is constantly sleep. Oh, wait, I keep saying he. This is Frankenstein, or Frankie, because that's kind of long. A lot of you may know him. I've been posting about him a lot. And he's always sleeping. I made it
through this conversation.
always. I literally think it might be an unhealthy amount how much he's sleeping. I made an Instagram for him, and every single photo on his Instagram is of him sleeping, and people start to comment, is all this dog does is sleep. There's that one photo of his eyes open
It's
on
true.
your Instagram.
Well, you were telling me earlier about how in the car he was sleeping and you realized he had to stay asleep for an airplane ride.
So he just went on his first airplane ride, and it went great. I actually had no problems. But the car ride to the airport, he was sleeping like always, and my mom was just maybe he shouldn't sleep because you want him to be sleepy for the plane. You don't want him to be crazy on the plane. So, I was oh, you're right. And I lift him up, and his eyes are just, still closed. I'm, shaking him around, and he's, still sleeping. And,
Wait,
he literally didn't open he didn't open his eyes. He's just,
Is he up? Wait, is this a first? Or nope, their eyes are
he's
closed
still
again.
sleeping.
So we already have some questions coming in. Christina Ann asks, how many songs will be on the EP?
About 5. Because an EP is just a fancy way to say short album. I usually say short album because, I don't know, I didn't know what EP meant when people first said it to me. But yeah, about 5 songs.
And these songs, if people watch America's Got Talent and they watch all of your performances, they're probably familiar with these songs, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's, I think there's one song that I didn't sing on America's Got Talent that's kind of it's my favorite song out of all of it on the EP, but most every single one is from America's Got Talent.
Which song is that?
I don't want to give it away.
Ooh, secret. Ashton Newberry asks, what songs will be on the EP? We answered that. But Kyle asks, any tour really soon for Grace?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if this EP goes really well, it may be in a year, and it may be in 15 years. So I don't know. We're just gonna take it as it goes.
Somewhere in the future.
Somewhere in the future, yeah, hopefully.
on the show when you performed your songs, it was usually you with the ukulele. On the album, can you tell me about how it was different, how you mixed the songs any differently?
Some of them I kept almost exactly the same, and then some of them are a little different. But it's not like a forced different. It's kind of like a naturally, it feels right different. So.
Ooh. So do you, I don't know how much detail you want to give, but do you do any backing vocals for yourself? Do you do any other kinds of instruments?
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of instruments. I know in one song that it's like not really instruments, it's more like a synthesizer and stuff. But it's cool. It's different. It's different. A good different.
It's a good
a good different.
It's a
not a forced
imperfect,
different.
good different.
Yeah.
Alicia is just sending her love from Canada. And Andrew just says that you're a great singer. So
Oh, thanks, Andrew.
compliments you coming in. The Grace VanderWaal fan page asks about whether 12 Stars, if that's going to be a song on there.
No. 12 Stars isn't on there. Although I love the song, maybe if I have a future album, hopefully I'll put it on there. But it's not on this one.
So for this EP, was this the first time you were in any kind of recording studio?
Yeah,
Tell
this
us
was my
about
first
that.
time, and it was like so much fun. I never really understood how you made a song, because I never really thought about it. But it was really cool to like see the process. It was like watching your baby grow, like, and then at the very end, listening to it, because the producer was just Greg Wells was just very talented and amazing. So you would basically like sing all these different parts, and then he would just like say, "All right, I'm kicking you out," and you would go out, and then literally I would just like watch movies on the laptop for like 2 hours, and then come back, and it's like a transformed song.
Wow.
And it's really amazing. He's really talented.
He's got a bright future, this guy.
Yes.
So after you had a break while your tracks were being produced and you went back and listened, was there anything that struck you as surprising about the way they sounded? Anything in your voice that sounded different?
Absolutely. It was so much like weirder to hear your voice in like a professional microphone. I remember it used to sound like so weird when my voice was in a microphone, because it just sounded so weird, but like a good weird. And that's kind of how it was. But it was just more of a process where you'd go back and you'd say, "This is amazing. Can you turn up the kick drum, or can you put this down? I don't really like this. I think something like this would sound better." And you go out again, and it's just kind of like that process.
How do you know when the song is done? Do you ever feel like it's done?
You just kind of know. Like, if you're just like, I think once you know it's done is when you have nothing to say. When you're just like, I literally can't point out anything. It's all perfect. So
Awesome. So, of course, I've been asking you a lot of questions, but if anyone on Facebook Live wants to ask Grace some questions, you can submit them here. We're talking about her experience on America's Got Talent, her new EP that's out December 2nd. Is that right? Called Perfectly Imperfect. And I also wanted to ask you about, so last time we actually talked back when you were on America's Got Talent, and you had told this story about when you first bought yourself a ukulele with your birthday money.
yeah.
When you won America's Got Talent, you got a little bit more money than your birthday money. Have you done anything with that money? Is there any plans for that?
Definitely. He was an investment. He was definitely part of it. And now I have this little buddy. I am getting a tree house. I said from like the very beginning, Sorry.
No,
I said from the
chill.
very beginning that like that's what I wanted to do with a little bit of the prize money. Of course, some of it I want to like do good things with, and like with charity and all of that. But a lot of people have been asking about the tree house, and it's hard to do right now because winter's coming up. It's going to be hard to do it in the snow, but
Right.
it's coming up. It's coming up.
So just treehouse, you're working on that, the blueprint for the treehouse. Awesome.
Little bank accounts, college funds. It's like split up. And then, like a little spending money, for some shoes or something.
And Frankie needs sweaters.
Frankie needs sweaters, exactly. I just bought him like 5 sweaters at Petco. So shout out to Petco. You got great sweaters. Not sponsored.
We also, I don't know if our Facebook Live viewers can see this, but this tiny dog has a spiky collar.
Oh yeah, you probably can't see it, but I bought it at Petco. But,
Not sponsored, not sponsored.
But I bought him this like collar with these skulls and spikes on it to show that he's a killer. And like,
he looks super intimidating.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would run for the hills if I ever saw him. So.
Your fan Elena asks, do you know which song is going to be the single from the EP?
Yes. I Don't Know My Name is going to be released first, because that's kind of like the main song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be released.
I think, was that the song that was your first viral hit?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you can't really sing it because of like music rights and all that, but I can sort of sing it. Oh, we got some love from Canada.
Those Canadians are so nice.
It's so great.
I don't know why, but like, I get a lot of stuff from Canada.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I love Canada now. I always forget about Canada, but like Canadians are just so nice. At the Vegas show, it was my last show, and at the very end, I did like a part where I was just saying like, thank you to the band, thank you to the lights, thank you to the production, thank you for the guest stars. And this woman walks up to the stage, and she, not in like a weird way, but like she was standing and she was like this. So I looked down and I grabbed it. And like, I still have it. And they're like little Canada socks with like the Canadian, little leaf. I'm so sorry if that's disrespectful. I don't know what it's called.
No, you're good.
And yeah, it was great. She was so sweet. I was like, thank you so much for these Canadian socks.
Awesome. Well, I see you get a lot of fan art that you post on Twitter. Can you tell us about some other gifts you've received?
I get a lot. I get a lot of fan art. I get a lot of ukuleles. I appreciate it so much, but I just want to say now, please stop sending me ukuleles. I appreciate it so much, but I literally don't have room anymore. Like, I have ukuleles all around the house. I have like stacks of like 4 ukuleles here and like 5 ukuleles on the wall. And up in my room, I have like stacks of ukuleles. And like the garage has ukuleles. I get a lot of ukuleles, so I appreciate it so much, but please stop.
There's just no room.
I've been meaning to like say this announcement on social media because it is a serious problem.
Maybe they could be part of the treehouse. They could be part of the treehouse structure.
That would be really cool. I just had an amazing idea. What if you cut off like this part and it was like only the face,
wood,
and like you made a wall of. I don't know why I just did that.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Keep sending ukuleles.
Keep sending ukuleles. It's like so mixed message. Like
if you only caught part of that conversation, the takeaway is continue to send ukuleles to Grace.
Maybe just wait till winter's over when we're actually going to build it. Because honestly, like, this isn't a joke. I've become a ukulele hoarder. I don't know where to put it. Yeah.
It's so funny. You have some love from India, some more love from Canada, of course.
Those Canadians.
And Sarah suggests if this treehouse plan doesn't work out, you could autograph them and send them to charity.
So there are ukuleles. Since we have so many ukuleles, there's a school in a town next to us, and they have just like a really hard time with money. They're just very rough. They have barely like any music in it. We were going to donate like 5 ukuleles to them because we have so many. Because like we don't know what to do with them, and maybe they could teach kids how you learn the recorder in 4th grade. Maybe
totally
you could learn how to play the ukulele.
So yes, thank you for your comments about donating them. Already in the plan. Already in the plan. Hi from Kentucky. Patty thinks you're so sweet with so much talent. such a good influence for young girls. That's nice. Hi from Alabama.
Nice.
Actually,
Ooh,
can't even-
Alabama.
Yeah. There's a lot of people commenting in right now. Of course, my computer just froze on them. Oh, okay, we're back. Love from Indiana. Christina asks, are you excited to perform at the Thanksgiving Day Parade?
I am so excited. I don't know why, but like I've always wanted to sing at the and I'm not just saying that. Like I've always wanted to sing at the Macy's Day Parade. Yeah. And actually, the float that I'm gonna be on, Meghan Trainor was on last year, and like that's so cool because I'm Meghan Trainor's like biggest fan. So to be on the same float as her, like when I think back, I literally when they told me that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember watching her. Because usually
you knew the float. Oh wow!
I literally remember watching her because we usually have it on, and then we're like setting up the table because it's like the living room and then the dining room like across, and like we usually have it playing while we're setting the table, and like I remember seeing her, and I was just like, oh my gosh! So you can actually look at that if you look up Meghan Trainor Thanksgiving Day Parade if you were like. Want to know, and you'll be like, oh, Grace is going to be on that float this year.
Yeah, you can get ready to see her.
Get ready.
I do remember actually when we last spoke, I had asked you about what kind of music you listened to get ready to perform, and you mentioned Meghan Trainor was one of the artists you listened to, and a lot of other pop artists. But in terms of collaborators, you were looking to work with someone like maybe a Jason Mraz. I'm wondering if you have reached out to anyone or have any plans to collaborate.
Okay. I was on I had a phone. Oh, sorry. I literally was about to sneeze, and I actually sneezed in Vegas during a song. I always like wondered what if someone would need. I always sneeze for some reason. I'm a sneezy kind of person.
It's one of those kind of people.
And I was in the middle of Light the Sky. I wasn't really in the middle. I literally went, stars. And like the light was right in my eyes. And you know when you look at the light and you sneeze? So I went, the stars, they got nothing. Like I sneezed. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I literally forgot.
Wait, what? Collaborators. That's what you're talking about.
Right. I had a phone call with Jason Mraz.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh. And we were talking about collaborating because like I feel like we have similar styles, kind of like pop indie-ish, kind of. So, yeah, hopefully that happens soon.
So you actually had a phone call. This isn't like, I'd love to work with him.
I was freaking out.
Wait,
I was like on the verge of crying because he's one of my favorite artists. Like I can't, you know those like celebrities where you're like talking to your friends about them. And, like, you're like, no, but you don't understand. I'm not just saying this. Like, I am their fan. Like, you don't understand. That's how I am. It was really amazing. I was on the verge of crying.
Do you remember how he answers the phone? Or did he call you? Is he like a hey, babe kind of person?
It was like the kind of, so they told me I was doing a phone interview. Okay. And so I was just like, they were asking me the normal questions. Like, how did it feel to win? Congratulations. And then they were like, so we know you're a fan of Jason Mraz. How would you feel if he were on the phone right now? I'm like, I don't know. And then he's just like, well, what would I tell you if he's on right now? And then he's like, hey, Grace. And I'm like, oh my God, you're Jason Mraz. Yeah, that was just kind of like a.
That was good. I liked that reenactment. I felt like I was there. It was really great. Your fans are loving it. Oh, there's some adorable pupper, says Brandon.
Thank you.
Jennifer from Indianapolis thinks you're such a breath of fresh air and down to earth. A lot of great comments here.
Great comments.
Wow, the internet can be nice. That's cool.
Not always. The one thing I learned actually when I was on America's Got Talent is like it's a competition, so it's hard to say it like that. It doesn't feel like a competition, but it is. And I like you don't want to put like bad thoughts in your mind in that because you'll mess up. And the one thing I learned was never, ever look on the comments of the America's Got Talent page because for my page, it was like all these positive comments. I'm like, I love you guys. But that's because like they were on my page because they're rooting for me.
Right.
So people had favorites. So like if they posted a photo of you, these comments, like I looked on it once. I was like, never doing that again. And it was the same thing for each contestant because you know, everyone's rooting for a different person and everyone has favorites. And I like always just told them like, whatever you do, don't check the comments. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I did that once. It was. Yeah.
Someone actually asked, do you miss your sister? I'm like, I don't think you need to. She's out of the frame.
My sister's right here.
Don't worry, she's hanging out.
Yeah.
So thank you for all the questions. They are pouring in right now.
Oh, great.
I know we only have a few minutes, so I'll just try to find the last few questions. Oh, Lauren said she literally just impulse bought a pink ukulele. Oh, that's funny. Jessica wants you to talk about hedgehogs for like 2 seconds.
For hedgehogs? Like just about hedgehogs? No. Okay, hedgehogs are a great pet. They're kind of like hamsters. And yeah.
That's it. That was 2 seconds. You did it.
That was 2
Done.
I'm a rambler, so that was pretty impressive for me.
Doug asked about what you named your puppy.
I named my puppy Frankenstein because I was thinking about Pepsi, Fresca, or Naomi. I even talked about it on my YouTube channel. I did like polls, and I know Frankenstein isn't even close to any of those names. But I don't know, he didn't look like Fresca, Pepsi, or Naomi. Well, he's a boy, so Naomi was out. I guess he kind of looks like Fresca or Pepsi, but I don't know, he looked like a Frankie to me. Like the second I looked at him, I'm like, you know what, it's Halloween. I want to be original. I'm going to name him Frankenstein.
I don't know any other Frankensteins, so yeah, I think it's great. More questions about your tour. Are you going to do a world tour? Which you answered earlier.
Hopefully, but right now we're not thinking about anything.
And we can end on this question. Have you written any more songs lately?
I've been trying, because hopefully if I do another album, I'll have some like fresh and new stuff to put on there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so since, I mean, you've been very busy, you won a show, and then you performed, and now you're putting out an EP and you're doing some press for it. I mean, do you get downtime to write? Is that something you can do on a plane, or?
Oh like... yeah, because it's like a 6-hour plane flight, 5 to 6 hour plane flight, to LA from New York. So honestly, if I were to say like what would be the best time to write, would probably be the plane, because like it's so much time that like you have nothing to do. Yeah.
Has there been anything that you're comfortable talking about that has inspired you to write something?
Lately, I've been inspired by movies, and I don't know why, but like lately it's been more like less personal experiences and more like putting myself in other people's shoes.
Oh, interesting. Well, everyone, thank you. I know there are more questions. We really appreciate all the questions, but Grace is a busy young lady, and she has to keep moving. But if you didn't catch the beginning of our stream, Grace VanderWaal here. She has a new EP coming out December 2nd called Perfectly Imperfect. And anything else you want to say before we sign out?
Thank you so much for watching, and yeah.
Have a beautiful day.
Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.